Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Sparks Comics here, ready to do another review for you guys. Today's review is going to be on Inkblot #1. And so this was a comic that I was really excited about, just based on the premise of this cat. And magical adventures and a fantasy setting, and so I was stoked to throw this onto my pull list. The authors are Emma Kubert and Rusty Glad, and if you read the back actually of it, after the comic finishes, they talk about their process a little bit and how they end up putting the whole comic together. And so I just wanted to read a little tidbit of that there. And so what they say is, the art comes first. Her pencils, my inks, her colors, and finally my words. It's a seldom used process these days, but once upon a time it was called the Marvel method. And so the two of them work together to put this together, and it's fantastic. So first, cover art. This is really cool because it reminds me of a really book dense bookstore where there are some where they create these arches with the books, and they've got books just everywhere in those types of bookstores. And so this archway portal kind of thing that they got going on here is a really cool idea for the cover, and I love it. As a bonus, the back has this cute little ink blot, which looks kind of like the cat's face a little bit. And so let's kind of jump into things. The cat is just adorable, and you will see that I love him throughout this comic. But let's get a little bit of a review on our setting. What we have is the living castle, which is the home of one of the main characters. And so she is a sibling of, what was it, like six or seven children, and essentially they all go out into these other worlds that they have found, to conquer, to make peace, essentially to try to rule them, because they have essentially, through hunting and studying, grew very strong and almost like they're immortal type of beings. And so goes through all of them. The Void Breaker, her brother, found a way through the void and into these other worlds. And so that's what kind of set off all of the children going to different places. And so she is the seeker. So she is the one that remained at the castle, and she's a sorceress, and she lives, at the castle and spends a lot of time in the library of the living castle. And so here's her spot. And she's chronicling, what's happening with her other siblings. And while she's doing this, she gets tired and knocks over some, what I guess were some magical flasks or something, but also a bottle of ink. And so this couple panels here are probably my favorite things that I've seen in comics recently. And so this, first of all, her reaction here, sweet suckleberries to seeing this going on. That's pretty funny. And she's like, am I summoning something? Practical joke. What did I do? And she sees some creature start to form, and her first reaction is, is that some kind of demon, a monster, something of the void? And so it's really funny because we know it's going to be the cat. And sometimes people will call cats demons and monsters. And so then her response, a cat? And the cat's response is just, meow. So that whole introduction of the cat is really great. I love it. And so from there they go on, you know, she's trying to figure out what is the cat, what's going on. A portal suddenly appears, they end up in another world. She's trying to hold on to the cat so that if it is a demon, it doesn't go out and cause chaos. We see more adventure occur. I don't want to spoil anything at this book because it's really cool. And so it looks like this cat is going to be causing trouble for the Seeker and leading her on lots of adventures, which I look forward to reading all of their adventures together. As it's in issue number 1, you know, we're not seeing a lot of character development. That's okay though, because we're introducing the characters here, or being introduced to the characters here, and so I wouldn't expect that. What I do think is going to happen in this is we're going to see, even though the cat's just going to meow all the time, we're going to see character development just based off of meows. With the cat and the Seeker, who is not someone who's gone on lots of adventures, is going to grow as a person and character, and we're going to get to see her learning maybe how her siblings have been living, or you know, living a life that they've been living and having adventures. But the art on it is phenomenal. I'm probably, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd go with a 9 out of 10 on the art, just because it fits the fantasy mold. And, you know, using a simplistic thing like the cat in all black is really cool. I love it. And even with that, like when we saw this happen, you know, it's not just all black. We've got this mystical, you know, aura around the cat. We've got the cat's eyes just looking so innocent, like cats try to do all the time. And it's really cool. Story, great background so far. I think what they've done here in introducing us to the universe that Inkblot takes place in is really good foundational work. And so for that, I'd say, again, story, probably 9 out of 10. I don't know what would push it to a 10 out of 10 for either piece, but that's just kind of my gut instinct here. 9 out of 10 on both. And so what we're gonna see, probably my opinion on this book is actually gonna climb to a 10 out of 10 just because of what I see happening here. And I'm really excited for that. This book was one that came out this week that I was really excited for. The other one that I had been looking forward to this week was We Only Find Them When They're Dead. And so I'm not gonna review that one on my channel. I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit with the guys on Spine Ticks. So we're gonna be live Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Central time, chatting comics, doing some hauls, unboxings, trivia, all kinds of different things. But I will also be throwing in some talk about We Only Find Them When They're Dead. And so come join us Saturday night, hang out, talk comics with us, and have a good time. So thank you guys again for watching, and as always, remember to collect what you love. Thanks, guys.